What's good, family? Smash that like button, hit subscribe. Because trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Yeah, it's that time again and we gotta talk. So, in the last drop, I asked $1 million question. How many court dates does Tiffany Henyard even have on the calendar right now? Like seriously, how is she out here living like it's summer vacation? We all saw her in Atlanta, parading around with Leotes and his clown energy. They were laid back, cheesing like they had zero problems in the world. Leotes strolling in them busted-up slides like he on spring break, and Tiffany, she looked carefree, like lawsuits don't even exist. Wild, right? Especially when you realize this is the same woman tangled up in about 50 different legal battles. And let's not forget, FBI eyes are all over Leotes, digging into that messy St. Patrick's Day stunt and that shady youth program that never seemed to exist on paper. But if you just caught them in public, you'd swear they were winning. Smiles, vibes, easy living. Reality check, though. Today wasn't cocktails and selfies. Today, Tiffany had a court date. And big shout out to Carlton over at Go Political. He stays on this story heavy. But I gotta give a bigger salute to my guy Kurt Marucci, the super server himself. 6 times he's handed Tiffany those papers. And every single time I bet she cringes when she sees him coming. But man, I love it. Kurt stays on her like glue. He's that reminder she can't run, can't hide, and can't dodge accountability forever. And believe me, when the FBI finally closes the book and drops that sentence, that's when Tiffany will finally learn what real supervision looks like. Full time, no breaks, no getaways. Yet here she is, still moving like she's untouchable, like nobody can lay a hand on her. She really thinks those so-called connections still hold weight. Newsflash, they don't. Those doors slammed shut already. She got voted out with a humiliating 95-5 split. Let that sink in. Statistically, every time she walks through Dalton, 9.5 people out of 10 are not rocking with her. That's savage. Picture her walking into a grocery store with 100 people inside. 95 of them can't stand her. Roll up to a gas station. 9 out of 10, including the cashier, are wishing she'd vanish. That's the reality check she keeps ignoring. And about Atlanta, word on the street. Again, can't confirm this, but people are whispering she's trying to buy a house down there. And my question is, with what? Which bank is co-signing that? And if she even dares to drop 3, 4, 500 grand in cash, the feds will bulldoze through that front door before the ink dries. Let her try that $1 million house stunt, and watch how fast the headlines flip to former mayor arrested. Ain't no way she's pulling that off under the radar. At the end of the day, Tiffany Henyard might be infamous in Chicago, but let's be real, her notoriety has already crossed state lines. In Atlanta, she's practically a household name. Not for power, not for leadership, but for being the most infamous small-town mayor in America. And here's the thing. This wasn't supposed to go national. This was just a tiny town story. 20,000 folks. One village. But one viral video later, and now she's global. And she's global for all the wrong reasons. Reckless, clueless, crooked, the trifecta of failure. And yeah, before we move on, shout out again to Carlton for catching the footage. Kurt was doing what he does best, but I'm not running the audio because Kurt had some music blasting. Fire tracks, no lie, but copyright is no joke. I'm not taking that demonetization strike. Still though, Carlton, respect for capturing the receipts. Now I know folks were saying the court date was supposed to be tomorrow, but nah, from the looks of it, that thing already went down today. Carlton, you're my guy, but don't mix up those dates. Because if Tiffany catches that slip, you already know she'll pounce. See? Carlton lying on me again. That's her playbook. Twist it, flip it, cry victim. We've seen it 100 times. But y'all think it's over? You think she's done? Nah, this is just chapter 1 of the downfall. Sure, she got voted out. That chapter's closed. She's no longer mayor, no longer township supervisor. That power's stripped. But now, she's just another regular, loudmouth civilian. Another ex-politician with no shield, no influence, and no protection. Those so-called connections? Gone. Dusted. History. And listen, I'm telling y'all, This thing could pop off any second now. The streets are buzzing that Tiffany skipped yet another court date. I can't 100% confirm it yet, but let's be real. Would anybody even blink if it's true? Nah, that's just who she is. Hard-headed, reckless, acting like laws are just suggestions that don't apply to her. So what's the next move? Same thing that happens every time somebody keeps ducking court. You get that warrant, period. That's how the system works. No exceptions. If she really skipped out again, then the judge needs to stop playing and drop that arrest warrant ASAP. Enough is enough. Somebody needs to check and confirm, because if she's really still running, the next headline writes itself. But see, Tiffany walks around like she's untouchable. Like all the pain she caused, wrecking lives, tearing down businesses, stirring up chaos, doesn't matter. Like she can just strut off into the sunset, and nobody's going to hold her accountable. Wrong. That day is coming. She better walk into court on her own, because if not, trust, they'll be dragging her in there one way or another. And honestly, I hope they do. I hope the warrant drops and they roll up on her today. Cuffs, mugshot, the whole package. Because if anybody deserves it, it's Tiffany. I've been covering her mess for over a year, maybe closer to 2, and I'll say it plain, this saga ain't over until she's behind bars. That's the ending. That's justice. Yeah, maybe one day Netflix or Hulu will cook up a documentary about this circus. But don't get it twisted. Tiffany won't be on a red carpet, soaking up the fame. She won't be cashing in with interviews or book deals. She'll be in a jumpsuit behind a locked door, watching the story play out on TV like the rest of us. That's her legacy. That's where this road leads. So once again, big shout out to Kurt, and props to Go Political for keeping eyes on the ground. We don't know yet if Tiffany showed up today, but trust, we'll find out real soon. And until then, you already know what to do. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stay locked in, 'cause this ride isn't slowing down anytime soon.